During the Warring States, in the southern state of Chu, there lived a woodcarver named Liang. He was not famous in the capital. Ministers did not know his name. He held no rank and wore coarse hemp robes. Yet in the villages along the Han River, people spoke quietly of his work. When Liang carved a bell stand, it seemed as though it had grown from the earth in that very shape. When he shaped a wooden crane, its wings appeared ready to lift into wind. Nothing about his craft seemed forced. His pieces felt less like creations and more like discoveries. One autumn, the Marquis of Chu heard of Liang's skill and summoned him to court. The palace buzzed with suspicion when the woodcarver arrived. His hands were rough. His hair was tied carelessly. He bowed, but without the polished grace of courtiers. The Marquis gestured to a massive slab of rare catalpa wood laid in the courtyard. "I wish for a stand to hold ceremonial bells," the Marquis said. "It must surpass all others in beauty. If you succeed, you will be richly rewarded." Liang bowed again. "Your servant will try." But instead of touching the wood, Liang asked for 7 days. The court erupted in murmurs. 7 days to carve? Impossible. Yet Liang did not carve at all. For the first 3 days, Liang ate nothing but plain rice and drank only water. He did not leave his small quarters near the palace gate. On the 4th day, he stopped speaking. On the 5th day, he sat quietly beneath a scholar tree, eyes half closed, listening to the wind move through leaves. A court official, impatient and curious, approached him. "Are you planning the design?" the official demanded. Liang shook his head. "Then what are you doing?" "Fasting," Liang replied softly. "You have already fasted from food." Liang touched his chest. "I fast from praise. I fast from reward. I fast from fear of failure. When thoughts of rank and punishment no longer disturb me, my hands will be steady." The official scoffed. "Wood is wood. It does not require meditation." Liang smiled faintly. "Wood is wood. That is why one must listen." On the 7th morning, Liang finally approached the catalpa slab. The courtyard fell silent. He walked around it slowly, once, twice, 3 times. He ran his hand across its grain. His fingers traced invisible currents in the wood. To the watching ministers, he appeared almost lazy. Suddenly, he picked up his tools. The first strike of his blade rang clear. From that moment, Liang did not hesitate. He did not pause to measure. He did not redraw lines. His knife moved as water flows downhill, naturally, without argument. Chips fell away like autumn leaves. As the sun crossed the sky, the shape began to emerge, not imposed upon the wood, but revealed from within it. The arching curves of the stand mirrored the natural sweep of the grain. The base balanced as if rooted. The structure seemed both strong and effortless, like a tree bending in wind yet never breaking. By dusk, the bell stand stood complete. The Marquis descended from his seat astonished. "It is as though spirits shaped this," he exclaimed. "How can human hands achieve such harmony?" Liang wiped his blade and bowed. "When I first look at the wood, I no longer see myself as a court artisan seeking reward. I no longer see your lordship awaiting excellence. I no longer see success or failure. The courtyard was utterly still. I let my mind become quiet. Then the natural form within the wood appears. I simply follow where it wishes to go. If I tried to force my own design upon it, the result would be stiff and lifeless. The Marquis studied the stand again. You mean the design was already inside the wood? Liang nodded. My task was only to remove what was not the stand. Long after the Marquis had died, and political alliances shifted like sandbars in a restless river, the bell stand remained. Visitors from neighboring states came to see it. Some said it embodied heaven's balance. Others said it demonstrated the highest human craftsmanship. But those who looked longest often felt something stranger, a quietness rising within themselves, as though the stand were not displaying effort, but the absence of it. Liang returned to his village after many years at court. He refused offers of higher rank. He carved plows, doors, and simple tables. When asked why he abandoned fame, he answered, "Wood does not care whether it stands in a palace or a farmhouse. Why should I?" This story reflects a core Taoist principle. True mastery arises from alignment, not force. Liang did not dominate the wood. He did not impose ego, fear, or ambition upon it. Instead, he practiced what later thinkers would call wu wei, effortless action. By quieting his desires for reward and recognition, he allowed the natural form within the material to reveal itself. The lesson is not about woodworking, it is about life. When we act from anxiety, competition, or excessive control, our efforts become rigid. But when we release attachment to outcomes, clarity emerges. We begin to respond rather than struggle. We collaborate with circumstances instead of fighting them. The bell stand was beautiful not because Liang was powerful, but because he was empty enough to let beauty pass through him. Thank you for journeying through this story with me here on the Tao of the Tales. In the spirit of the Tao, I'd love to hear your reflections. Where in your life are you trying to carve against the grain? What expectations, praise, fear, comparison might you need to fast from? Have you ever experienced a moment when effort dissolved and everything simply flowed? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your perspective may become part of the next tale. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing to the Tao of the Tales, where we explore ancient wisdom through quiet, powerful stories from early China. Each tale is an invitation, not to conquer life, but to move with it. Until next time, may you carve less and uncover more.